Hello and welcome to the U.S. Department of Energy Solar Decathlon 2022 Design Challenge webinar. Today we are going to be telling you about On the Road to a Successful Competition with the project summary. My name is Rachel Romero. I am your competition manager for the Design Challenge, and with me I have Amanda Kirkaby. We're both from NREL. So thanks for joining us today. We are going to go do an overview of the design challenge, and then we're really going to dive into the project summary and talk about some of the logistics and resources to help you be successful in the competition. And we'll conclude with next steps. Welcome to the 2022 Design Challenge officially. We are so pleased to have you. It's amazing how many teams are here and the diversity of thought and schools that you have brought to this competition. And we cannot wait to meet you and get to know you more as we embark down this process together. I'll just say too that we're here to help you be successful and be with you during this competition time. And so we look forward to interacting with you. All right. So now that you have completed your team application, the next deliverable is the project summary. This is optional and we'll talk more about it, but we really hope that you'll submit this 2-page deliverable. After that, we have the semifinal submission in February, which coincides with our February semifinal competition event in the February 25th to 26th, and we'll be providing more details as we get closer to that event. Going down the timeline, we'll continue to have webinars and check-ins to help your team on the process of competing. And the final submission for finalist teams is due April 5th, 2022, with an updated project summary, a design narrative, and a multimedia project pitch. As a reminder, our final competition event is still planned for April 22nd through 24th, and we're looking forward to hearing all of your final designs that you're working on. So these team check-ins are, we have periodic team check-ins, and these are really to help teams interact with Amanda and myself as the organizers, hear from Holly at DOE, and get your questions answered. So we encourage attendance by at least one team member, and we're going to provide really valuable updates and information that are relevant to that time in the competition. We also give this as an opportunity to ask the organizers questions. So we'll do breakout rooms to encourage that and really meet with the teams and get to know you and your projects. The agenda is the same each time, and you can find the meeting invites and the recordings for each of those posted on the project site. What we're providing today are webinars, and these competition webinars really explain the competition information just prior to the next submission and correspond with those competition events and the information for the competition events. So this is to help you walk through and may generate some questions which you can take to the next design challenge check-in. So you can look for those recordings on the Solar Decathlon YouTube site, and we'll also notify you through the project site when those recordings are posted. So with that, I will turn it over to Amanda to talk a little bit more about the importance of the project site and the project summary submission.
Thank you, Rachel. Yeah, the project site, which by now you should be familiar with after you've submitted your team application, but really this is the central hub of the competition. So this is where you can access resources, your building science education login for HeatSpring, as well as receive organizer updates through team messages and submit deliverables. And the login stays the same for your team throughout the whole competition. So we'll dive into some of the resources here specifically throughout the project site. And a lot of these are under quick links. So on the main dashboard of the project site, there's on the left-hand side, the quick links, and this is where you can find a bunch of resources available to your team to help you be successful throughout the competition. These are updated throughout each phase with software resources and also the team check-in schedule, the rules, deliverable templates for key submissions along the way, as well as this is where you can add add team members. And also on the project site, and you should have received a login for Heat Spring through your registration on the project site, but this is where you can access the building science education. And this is an education series by leading industry experts, really designed for you to help you be successful and gain those foundational building science skills to help your team along in the design process. Coming soon, we also have videos focusing on each design division, as well as the contest criteria, and breaking those down and really describing what the organizers and jurors are going to be looking for as they evaluate your project submissions. So encourage you to start early, start today, get your whole team on board with getting this building science education under your belt so you can be successful throughout the competition. Also through the project site, we send out periodic team messages, and these are sent to all team members registered for the project site. So really important that you encourage and add those team members along the way, which we'll go into in a little bit of how to do that. But this is competition updates, reminders. If we have new resources, we announce those through team messages, as well as any upcoming events. And it won't be that frequent, so you won't get spam in your inbox, but really just about a message per week, and then increasing with frequency, really to ensure that you have what you need to be on top of the deliverables and be successful. So adding team members under the quick links in the project site, you can invite team members. So as new people join your team throughout the competition, you can add them and invite them here instead of having them register on their own. And that will ensure that they're all listed under your team throughout the competition. Also, the rules key document for the competition. This really outlines the full competition timeline, important dates, deliverable requirements, evaluation criteria. So highly encourage every team member on your team to read the rules thoroughly, read them twice if you have to, 3 times. This really will help you be successful to know what you are looking for or what jurors are looking for as they evaluate your submissions. Also on the quick links, we provide multiple software resources. So financial analysis, we have RS Means, we have resources to help you in the embodied environmental impact contest as well as energy modeling software. And if you need help with those, we encourage you to reach out to industry experts. And we also have a offering from BIPSA to help with performance modeling. And so I'll go into this a little bit later, but there are advisors and professionals available to help you with each of these software requirements, but login information as well as details on how you can get access to these resources for your team are on this software document. So I encourage you to go look at that on the project site. We also post deliverable templates and examples on the under quick links. So especially for this initial submission, the project summary, we'll dive into this template in a little bit, but these templates are designed to help you have a starting place. So not necessarily a rigid, you have to follow this template to be successful in this deliverable, but including the important aspects and what's outlined in the rules in a format that's easy to read and has a good balance of figures. And so we provide those templates to provide a starting place for you to design your deliverables throughout the competition. So keep an eye out as each phase of the competition progresses. We'll update these quick links along the way and send out messages as new resources are available through those team messages. So let's look at the project summary. That's the first deliverable that you'll submit as a team. And really, this is a executive summary of the design project. So it's helpful to identify the project name, team name, institution, and division. It provides a concise description of the project and your target market, describes relevance to the competition goals, highlights key project data so jurors can go back and review quickly and compare between submissions, that summarizes design goals and strategy. Having an effective, this is, yeah, really the key part of being an effective design is being able to synthesize your thoughts and your design strategies into a single 2-page document. So read the rules for full deliverable requirements, but some best practices for the project summary are include a good balance of text and images, make it easy to read and quick to find project data. Highlight what's unique about your project. Really focus on those aspects because that'll help your project stand out in the long run. And using a guiding question, if you only had 10 minutes to pitch your design, what would you highlight? What would you focus on? And really lean towards that direction as you're drafting your project summary. Especially in this first iteration, your team should be describing your problem statement. What are the goals for your project? You won't probably have many project data or specific technical outlines yet, since it's still early in the competition, but your team will be judged on or evaluated in this initial submission of the project summary just on how your design fits in division requirements, and it's optional. So there's really nothing that will be counted against your team in what you put in this project summary, and it'll be updated in future iterations. So it's really to your best interest to submit this initial project summary so you can get practice in submitting a deliverable, designing a deliverable, and it's a good way to synthesize what your goals for the project are and help guide your team moving forward. Examples from past competitions can be found on the Solar Decathlon website. You can go through in the results page, and there are access to past project summaries that have been successful. And so I encourage you to go look at those as well as the templates and examples on the project site. And with that, I'll pass it back to Rachel for getting started and being successful with the competition. More tips for success.
Thanks, Amanda. Again, we always give the advice to start early, and starting early includes reading the rules to thoroughly understand the expectations and the timeline of the competition. Understanding that timeline and keeping on top of that is so important. So make sure you organize your team efforts and get your problem statement and your design goals developed right away. Having a good, solid foundation for the competition, the jurors will recognize that in your work. Then we recommend you read the rules again. Is your project in line with the rules? Do you have an understanding of the 10 contests that you're going to be scored against? Does your project meet the EUI or the HERS requirements? Do you think you'll be able to get and meet those goals? And then organize your team. I love to hear from teams that say they had a team lead in building performance modeling, and they had a team lead that focused on financing. And so maybe that's how you organize your team, or maybe it's a smaller project, and so each of you are going to learn a certain aspect. So get that going and delegate tasks. Then get started on the building science education training. This is great, even if you have equivalent curriculum and your professor is going to waive that. The building science education training can give you the background you need to be successful and would be a great review as you get started. And then seek out industry partners. Who's going to review your energy model? Who is going to listen to your presentation practicing right before semifinals? Do you need to learn more about architecture? Maybe you need an architecture firm to be an industry partner with you. So look for those mentors and partners to come alongside your team to help you be successful. If you need more technical guidance, as Amanda stated earlier, ABIPSA has partnered with the Solar Decathlon to provide performance modeling advisors. Sign up is on a rolling basis, but it is first come, first serve. And you can see that on our website. And really seek out those local industry experts. They have done this work before and they want to help you be successful. And you never know who's in your community or who your faculty knows that could be helpful in this process. If you are still working on your project and need some inspiration, we do have a few select design partners. Design partners can come from your community, maybe from a faculty connection. They may be a local nonprofit. We also have a few opportunities of people who have approached the Solar Decathlon organizers and said that they have a planned project and would like to work with the collegiate team. So we encourage you to go out and look at our website for those opportunities. They are first come, first serve as well, and may not be available later in the competition. So with that, the next important dates are November 30th at 5 p.m. Eastern. That project summary is due on the project site. I highly encourage you to turn that in early and submit it well before the deadline. Our next team check-in, where we can answer your questions that you may have or figure out between now and then, is November 16th at 11 a.m. Eastern. And our recording will be available on the project site. So we'd encourage you to share your success as you move along. We have all of the social media accounts, and we'd encourage you to use the hashtag Solar Decathlon Design to share your progress. We love to see your posts and may even share a select few as you get going. This program could not be possible without our amazing sponsors. These organizations are supporting students and supporting the Solar Decathlon program, and we're so grateful for all they have to offer. We encourage you to go check out their websites that are linked on the Solar Decathlon website. So thank you very much for being here. We look forward to seeing you at the next check-in. And if you have any questions in the meantime, don't hesitate to reach out to us at sddesign@nrel.gov. Thanks.